Years back I was always in the very frustrating place, where bills would constantly pile up yet I had no money to pay them off. If you've ever been in this situation, then you probably can be really stressful. The good news is that over time, I did manage to make my way out of this situation, and you can too. Therefore, in today's video I'll be sharing with you all tips, tricks and strategies that you can use to get out of this situation and hopefully get ahead in your own personal finances. Subscribe and hit that like button if you find the video helpful. 1. Keep track of your spending. You've probably already heard this a million times and you're gonna hear it again today simply because it works and because you're probably not doing it. Basically, it should always be a priority. Make that every single penny you spend is clearly accounted for. The basic goal of expense tracking is to find and get rid of inefficient spending patterns in your financial life. Additionally, maintaining control over your finances and encouraging better financial practices like saving and investing will come from continuously keeping track of your costs. Basically, in the words of Peter Drucker, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. So this is what you should do to get in control of your spending habits. First, analyze your cash flow and feel free to use the system to determine which one is the best, how to save cash or save money, and how to save assets. This is also where you need to talk to your accountant. If you have a cash flow plan or an asset plan, you have a lot of things you need to know about. First, when you are making money, you want to know if it is worth saving and making it worth. You can also put this in your bank balance as a way to keep yourself motivated to save. So in addition to saving yourself, you will need to understand how to save, and in order to save that money, you too make a budget. I never understood why most people didn't have a budget until recently. You see, most people are worried about all the paperwork to be done to complete a budget. Well, in truth it's a lot of work, but it is most certainly worth it. You should look at budgeting from a different angle. Look at the positives and look at how much is it going to benefit you, and once you've got a rhythm going, make sure you stick to it. I found this to be the only way that works, so make sure you don't lose the momentum. If you create a budget and then store it away in a file or folder on your bookshelf, it's simply worthless, so make sure you're constantly updating and reviewing it. You can also use digital apps and software to make this task a lot easier. There are a bunch of really good free ones online, which you can find with a quick search. And if you're interested, 3. Give yourself a limit. Give yourself a limit on unbudgeted spending. Buying something in the spur of the moment that you hadn't budgeted for can be enjoyable and emotionally satisfying. Literally everyone knows that. However, that emotional high may pass quickly, leaving you with impulse purchases you don't actually need or want. If this is you, then the bitter pill to swallow is that this has to stop. In fact, it's the entire opposite of good money habits. Next time you're in the mall, try using the 1% rule for spending money. This rule states that you have to wait a day before buying anything that costs more than 1% of your yearly gross income. So if you make $60,000 a year, the rule states that you need a day before making a purchase of over $600. This guideline applies to discretionary spending on items you desire but don't require. Basically, the inner battle in your mind of do I really need this versus do I want this? The 24-hour cooling off period gives you time to reconsider your purchase. Why not take an additional day to consider if you actually need it? After 24 hours, you might not anymore. So next time you go shopping, remember what you learned from Investing Lectures channel. 4. Save for big purchases. Seeing a beautiful $4,000 advertisement of a stunning 90-inch flat-screen 8K television, imagine the things you can see on that TV, does not mean that you should immediately pick up your phone and credit card and start dialing the number on the screen. That's a really bad idea. Then it's best that the money comes from your savings account, which is dedicated for such purchases. Not a credit card loan, unless you have a really good plan to pay back the money, which 99% of people don't. Also, there are countless advantages that come with saving for a big or expensive purchase. You may be able to negotiate a cheaper price, or at the very least better financing conditions. If you save up and pay cash, the price could drop as well. Additionally, for a larger purchase, getting a loan may make more sense, especially if it's an item with appreciating value like a home, or if it prevents you from taking money out of your savings or investment account. As paying in cash for the big expensive TV might leave you with little to spend, therefore it's wise to save up for a while before you buy the products you need or desire. Therefore, it's sensible to start saving for that specific thing so that your daily life is not disrupted. 5. Read books about finance. It's true when they say that if you want to hide something, just put it on paper. The sad truth is that most people never bother to read. You see, some of the things people choose to ignore, such as the information contained in books, has a good chance of making them successful if they read them. Learning is a continuous process, and the more you do it, the sharper your skills become. The ability to make wise financial decisions is the chief advantage of financial literacy. It gives us the information and abilities we need to properly and manage our finances, including budgeting, saving, borrowing, and investing. As a result, we are better positioned to meet our financial objectives and establish financial stability. It's kind of like a superpower, and it really puts you in a comfortable situation knowing that you're in control of your financial destiny. 6. Lower your monthly bill. Cutting your monthly spending is one of the simplest ways to gain control of your money. While you might not be able to cut back on certain permanent costs, like rent or vehicle payments, without making significant lifestyle changes, you can cut back on variable costs, like clothes or entertainment, by being adaptable and thinking sparingly. Saving on things like your energy bills. You may, for instance, use less power, pick a different life or home insurance company, or shop for your groceries at bulk discounts. Additionally, you shouldn't accept a loan just because your salary and credit make you eligible for one. Many people believe that the bank will not give them a credit card or a loan that they cannot afford. But the bank is only aware of the income you've disclosed and the debts shown on your credit report. The bank is unaware of any other commitments that would make it difficult for you to make timely payments based on your income and other monthly responsibilities. You must therefore determine if a monthly payment works for you. 7. Eat at home. Meals prepared and consumed at home may be quite cost-effective. All you have to do is reduce your reliance on takeout. The odd indulgence at a fancy restaurant is okay, but starting to cook at home or carrying packed lunches to work rather than dining out every day might save you money. Making a weekly food plan may make it simple. Plan your meals for the coming week and then stick to them. Even for those who don't consider themselves to be cooks, the internet provides a seemingly limitless array of culinary and recipe advice. Begin by making at least one meal a week at home. Bring your lunches to work starting next week. You might be amazed by how much money you can actually save.